They've dominated the stage, topped the charts, and created songs that defined entire generations. These music stars were once instantly recognizable, but now it's 2025 and time has changed their looks. Can you still recognize them today? You'll have 5 seconds to guess each one from their current look before we reveal the superstar behind the music. Let's revisit the legends who shaped the soundtrack of our lives in then versus now. Adriana Evans' soulful debut album was highly regarded in the 90s, cementing her as a promising soloist. At 51 in 2025, she focuses on raising her family and occasionally sings at festivals. Shola Ama became a British R&B sensation in the late 90s with her warm, soulful voice and heartfelt hits. At 45 in 2025, she works behind the scenes as a vocal coach in London. Sheryl Crow's blend of pop, rock, and country influences made her a household name in the 90s and early 2000s. At 63 in 2025, she mentors emerging artists and plays occasional festival gigs. Shanice Wilson's stunning vocals and upbeat personality helped her maintain solo career success through the late 90s. At 52 in 2025, she records gospel albums and enjoys a quiet family life. Samantha Mumba was a pop darling of the early 2000s, winning over fans with her catchy hits. At 42 in 2025, she focuses on acting and raising her children. Rickie Lee Jones maintained a unique, jazz-inflected solo style that kept her a critical favorite through the 90s. At 70 in 2025, she lives in New Orleans and occasionally records new material. Pixie Lott's fresh pop sound and youthful charisma gave her chart success in the late 2000s. At 34 in 2025, she focuses on her fashion line and occasional acting projects. Pauline Croz's introspective French pop songs made her a celebrated solo artist in the mid-2000s. At 46 in 2025, she performs regularly in Paris clubs and releases acoustic projects. Paula Cole's emotional vocals and introspective lyrics cemented her status as a respected solo artist in the late 90s. At 57 in 2025, she teaches at a music college and performs select acoustic shows. Melanie Thornton's powerful vocals defined Eurodance and holiday pop in the early 2000s before she stepped back from fame. At 57 in 2025, she works with charities and occasionally records seasonal music. Mary Chapin Carpenter's mix of country and folk storytelling brought her mainstream success and critical acclaim in the 90s. At 67 in 2025, she records in Nashville and occasionally performs at songwriter festivals. Martina Sorbara earned attention as a folk pop soloist before later fronting Dragonette, showing strong, early songwriting skills. At 46 in 2025, she writes for other artists and performs small solo shows. Marina Alali gained fame as a Brazilian pop soloist with powerful vocals and ballads in the mid-2000s. At 41 in 2025, she writes theme songs for Brazilian TV dramas and raises her children. Mandy Barnett's classic country voice earned her comparisons to Patsy Cline in the late 90s. At 49 in 2025, she tours country theaters and serves as a music historian. Malice's passionate Spanish ballads and strong vocals established her as a household name in Spain during the late 90s. At 43 in 2025, she performs selectively and is active in charity work. Lisa Loeb's witty lyrics and signature glasses turned her into a beloved singer-songwriter in the 90s alternative pop scene. At 57 in 2025, she tours smaller venues and releases children's music alongside her classic work. Leela James impressed audiences with her raw soul voice and dedication to old-school R&B traditions during her solo career. At 52 in 2025, she tours mid-sized venues and supports music education for underserved youth. Ledisi's powerful voice and artistic independence earned her respect as a leading solo R&B artist of the early 2000s. At 53 in 2025, she focuses on acting roles while occasionally releasing jazz albums. LeAnn Rimes became a crossover pop country sensation with her powerful voice and blockbuster hits in the early 2000s. At 43 in 2025, she continues to record and headline nostalgic music festivals. Kylie Minogue captivated audiences with her infectious pop anthems and glamorous image, dominating the charts in the early 2000s. At 57 in 2025, she still tours internationally and collaborates with younger pop artists on new singles. KT Oslin's mature storytelling and country charm earned her continued success as a solo artist in the 90s. At 74 in 2025, she lives quietly and occasionally mentors aspiring female country artists. Kim Wilde sustained a solo pop career through the 90s with catchy songs and vibrant stage presence. At 64 in 2025, she hosts a gardening show and performs on nostalgic 80s to 90s tours. Keke Wyatt's powerhouse voice earned her a spot among the standout R&B solo singers of the 2000s. At 43 in 2025, she juggles parenting her large family with selective music releases. Jody Watley's stylish solo career bridged pop and dance, keeping her in the spotlight through the 90s. At 66 in 2025, she curates art exhibits and performs select shows globally. Joan Osborne's soulful rock voice and storytelling made her one of the most recognizable soloists of the mid-90s. At 62 in 2025, she performs selectively and writes music for film and television projects. Jill Scott's neo-soul sound and magnetic stage presence earned her worldwide recognition as a solo artist in the early 2000s. At 53 in 2025, she balances acting roles with occasional tours and recording projects. Jennifer Page's debut single Crush was a worldwide pop smash, instantly making her a household name in 1998. At 52 in 2025, she performs at retro pop festivals and raises her children in Tennessee. Jane Siberry's experimental songwriting and ethereal vocals made her a standout Canadian solo artist through the 90s. At 69 in 2025, she focuses on painting while releasing music occasionally online. Gabrielle's soulful voice and signature eye patch made her one of the most recognizable British pop soloists of the late 90s. At 55 in 2025, she continues to perform intimate concerts and release albums every few years. Enya's ethereal voice and layered harmonies made her one of the most unique and successful solo artists worldwide. At 64 in 2025, she lives privately in Ireland, releasing occasional albums to loyal fans. Elodie Freya rose to fame after winning Star Academy France, becoming a prominent solo pop artist in the 2000s. At 43 in 2025, she balances acting with music and often appears on cultural programs. Eddie Reader charmed audiences with her warm vocals and heartfelt folk pop, becoming a beloved UK solo artist of the 90s. At 65 in 2025, she tours intimate venues across Europe and continues to record independently. Deborah Gibson reinvented herself in the early 2000s as a pop soloist after her teen idol years. At 55 in 2025, she divides her time between theater roles and writing musicals. Billie Piper achieved pop success as a teenager before transitioning into an acclaimed acting career in the 2000s. At 43 in 2025, she continues to act while occasionally performing her early hits live. Beth Nielsen Chapman's heartfelt lyrics and emotional delivery established her as a respected solo singer-songwriter in the late 90s. At 69 in 2025, she mentors young writers and leads spiritual music retreats. Belinda Carlisle's solo career after the Go-Go's brought a string of pop hits and strong fan support in the 90s. At 67 in 2025, she enjoys life in France and appears in nostalgic music specials. Ashanti's blend of R&B and pop helped her dominate the charts in the early 2000s as a successful solo star. At 45 in 2025, she still performs at festivals and runs her own music label. Amel Bent's French pop success in the early 2000s brought her fame as a charismatic solo singer. At 40 in 2025, she appears on television talent shows and continues to release singles in France. The music may be timeless, and the legends behind it just as unforgettable. How many did you guess correctly? Drop your score in the comments. Tell us who surprised you the most, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more Then vs. Now, where music stars never fade, they just evolve.